Hi everyone, welcome to Paul Programs. So today I want to do something a little different. I want to do kind of like a blog style video, so it's going to be a little rough, but hang in there with me. So what I wanted to talk about was the Global Game Jam. Global Game Jam 2020 just happened a few days ago, and basically it's where people get together to make a game within 48 hours. So this year the theme was repair. So me and 5 other people, we teamed up together and we pretty much kind of worked on trying to get like a 3D style platform, kind of with like a camera angle very similar to like Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So hold on, let's see. So basically, like my role on the team was to pretty much do a lot of the programming stuff. So building out like some of the game mechanics, building out like enemy movement, just how behaviors for other objects, so on and so forth. So me and like one other person pretty much did a lot of the work on that stuff. Pretty much getting like player movement balance, trying to get jump to feel good, pretty much that kind of stuff. We decided to work in like Unity, so that was always a good time for me because Unity's my preferred engine anyway. So I mean, it was a fun experience. Definitely learned a lot. Big thing is, we might have overscoped. So we weren't really able to get something fully complete, but we were able to build a lot of really cool stuff. So let's just dive into like kind of what went right and what went wrong. So on the what went right aspect, let's see. So, I mean, biggest thing is we came out with a ton of great assets. We learned a bunch of really cool stuff. I have a lot of scripts and things I can use for other ideas, including like a Legend of Zelda style game I'm thinking of, or at least maybe showing some mechanics in a video for eventually. So that's that's one of the really good parts about it. Let's see. Another good thing. I mean, we definitely got the base game out there, so that's the cool part. Base game looks great. I mean, well, at least the assets for the base game look great. I mean, could play better. I mean, we need a little bit more time to add some like design polish and to really get things in there. So, oh, and the music. The music was really fantastic. Person on the team working on the music, he did a really great job. Music probably is easily the best part of the game, but again, so we have a lot of great components. I think what we could have done better, I guess what didn't go so right was getting all those components together sooner. We really need to just kind of get something down on paper, or at least like a playable state quicker. So that's something that we can always use some improvement on. But I mean, again, the Game Jam's meant for pretty much learning, having a good time, playing with tools, learning to develop some stuff. Another thing is just simplifying. I mean, we had a lot of great ideas and we scoped a lot of them away, but there's still a lot of things that we could have probably like worked down or like kind of cut out of the process. So that's another thing to kind of take into account next Game Jam. And again, it's really just kind of getting base build earlier and having other people kind of like play it so we can get feedback sooner. I think because we were still all working kind of like on silos, we didn't really get a chance to see the whole thing completed. So big thing is, again, just kind of getting something in there so everyone can kind of like get a base feel for it. I mean, it doesn't have to be finished, but just, getting our base stuff in there. So, I mean, those are really the big things. Let's see. I mean, again, the good thing is we made something. I mean, was it 100% perfect? No. Nothing in Game Jam's going to be perfect. There's been some things we did better, of course. But still, we made something, and we made a lot of cool parts and assets. So, I mean, kudos to all of us. Like, 48 hours to kind of do a 3D style platformer, or at least 2.5D style platformer. I mean, we pretty much like got 75-80% of the way there. It's just that extra 20%, like add that extra polish, really just get everything together in a nicer way. So, I mean, that's really the gist of how it went down. But yeah, so I mean, my key takeaways from the jam though is I was able to learn some cool stuff, uh, play with some more ideas, kind of really get down jumping mechanics, because physics and jumping mechanics can always be tricky. Getting a better understanding of like how the build for 3D. Reminding myself just keep things simple. It's like that's really the biggest thing. Just keep things simple. Don't worry about overcomplicating. And if you can't really figure out a problem, move on to something else, and then eventually it'll come to you. Because I mean that's what I pretty much did. It's like whenever I got stuck on something, I'd shift over to something else and kind of just work on that, and then come back with fresher like eyes. I mean the good part is too, we also made sure not to like overdo it. You don't want to go without sleep because then that can just make things even worse. So we made sure at least we were well rested and like executed in ways. Respected that kind of balance between like crunching and then still maintaining ourselves so we don't like burn out. And then really the big point is I met a lot of cool people there. So, and that's always the important part. Meeting people, making stuff with people, and just kind of like having a good time together. That's what I find is the most important part of like being in a game jam in general. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in other videos like this, just leave a comment below, and I'll have a link to the Game Jam project on GitHub below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.